Everyone knows the temples of Bangkok, the beaches of Phuket, the floating markets. But hidden beyond the postcards, Thailand holds secrets that feel like they belong to another planet. Places so strange, so beautiful, and so quietly powerful that most of the world has never even heard their names. Today, I'm taking you deep into the kingdom, far from the crowds, to 15 natural wonders that still feel like lost worlds. Some were shaped by ancient rivers. Some were born from volcanic springs. Some were once battlefields. And some still hold the bones of people who lived here 9,000 years ago. This is not a tourist checklist. This is a love letter to the Thailand almost no one sees. Number 1. Sam Pan Bok, the Grand Canyon of Thailand. Imagine standing on the edge of the Mekong River in the dry season, when the water has retreated, and suddenly the riverbed opens like a wound in the earth. Thousands upon thousands of smooth, rounded holes, some as small as a fist, others deep enough to swallow a grown man, stretch as far as the eye can see. Locals call them Bok. There are more than 3,000 of them. This is Sam Pan Bok, 3,000 holes, and it looks like the surface of another world. For centuries, the Mekong has been grinding away at soft sandstone. Every rainy season the river rises, swirls, and carves. When the water falls again, it leaves behind these perfect, almost alien bowls filled with turquoise water. At sunrise, the rock turns gold. At sunset, it burns copper red. Thai people come here in the cool months and simply sit in silence, watching the light change. Geologists say this landscape has been forming for thousands of years. But to the people of Ubon Ratchathani, it has always been sacred ground, a place where the river itself is an artist. Most foreign travelers will never stand here, and that is exactly why it still feels like a secret. Number 2. Phu Chi Fa, the mountain that points to the sky. High on the border between Thailand and Laos, a single sharp ridge rises like a finger pointing straight into the heavens. Its name is Phu Chi Fa, mountain pointing to the sky. In the early morning, when the valleys below are still sleeping, a vast sea of white mist rolls in. It looks solid enough to walk on. The sun rises behind the ridge and sets the fog on fire with gold and pink. For a few perfect minutes, you stand above the clouds and the world feels brand new. This mountain was once a battlefield. Between 1965 and the early 1980s, communist guerrillas and government forces fought here. Blood was spilled on these cliffs. When the fighting finally ended, the forest department reopened the area. And slowly the mountain became known again. Not for war, but for wonder. Local hill tribes still climb here before dawn. They say if you watch the sunrise in silence, the mountain will give you clarity. Standing on that ridge, watching the sea of fog breathe beneath you, it's hard to disagree. Number 3. Pai Canyon. Just outside the backpacker town of Pai, the earth suddenly drops away. Narrow orange ridges rise like the spines of some ancient creature. The wind has been sculpting this place for millions of years, carving soft soil into knife-edge paths only a few feet wide. You walk carefully, the valley falling away on both sides. At the end of the trail, the canyon opens into a wide amphitheater of glowing rock. At sunset, the whole formation turns the color of fire. Locals call it Konglan. It has no temples, no souvenir stalls, no loud music, just the sound of the wind, and the feeling that you are standing on the edge of something that has been here long before humans ever arrived. Number 4. The Red Lotus Sea. Every winter, in the quiet province of Udon Thani, a lake the size of a small city transforms into a living carpet of pink. Millions of red lotus flowers open at dawn and close again by midday. From a small wooden boat, you glide between them, the water so still it mirrors the sky. Migratory birds call overhead. The air smells of wet earth and flowers. There is an old Isan legend that this lake was born from the tears of a princess named Nanai. After a tragic love story that flooded the land, the waters receded and left behind a sea of pink blossoms as a memorial to her beauty. Today the Red Lotus Sea still appears only for a few short months each year, as nature itself is reminding us that some wonders are temporary and therefore more precious. Number 5. Phu Chi Fa, the flat-topped mountain. Imagine a mountain that looks like someone sliced the top off with a giant knife. That is Phu Chi Fa. At the summit lies a vast plateau of pine forest, grasslands, and crystal-clear streams. More than 60 square kilometers of highland wilderness. The air is cool, even in the hottest months. Deer walk through the mist. Wildflowers bloom in every color. In 1962, it became the second national park in Thailand, but long before that, local people believed the mountain was sacred. They say if you sleep on the plateau under the stars, the spirits of the mountain will visit your dreams. The climb is long and steep. Many people turn back. Those who reach the top rarely want to leave. Number 6. Thi Lo Su, Thailand's greatest waterfall. Deep in the jungles of Tak province, near the Myanmar border, the largest waterfall in Thailand thunders down limestone cliffs more than 250 meters high and nearly 450 meters wide. Thi Lo Su, Black Waterfall in the Karen language, is not a single cascade. It is a massive, multi-tiered wall of water that crashes into deep emerald pools. Mist rises so thick, it soaks you long before you reach the base. Getting here is an adventure. You travel by truck, then by bamboo raft, then on foot through dense forest. The waterfall was almost unknown to the outside world until the 1980s. Even today, most visitors never make the journey. When you finally stand in front of it, the sound is so powerful, it drowns out every thought. You simply feel small and grateful. Number 7. Phu Chi Fa. High in the mountains of Phetchabun, at nearly 1,800 meters, the road winds through endless fields of cabbage. Then suddenly, the land opens and you are standing above a sea of clouds that stretches to the horizon. Phu Chi Fa is the highest peak in the province. Hmong villages cling to the slopes. In the cool season, the temperature can drop close to freezing. People come here to camp under the stars, wrapped in blankets, watching the mist rise and fall like a living ocean. There are no famous temples here, no five-star resorts, just mountains, mist, and the quiet knowledge that you are standing somewhere most of the world will never see. Number 8. Doi Phu Ca. In the remote province of Nan lives a flower so rare that this mountain is the only place on earth where it still blooms in the wild. The Chompu Phu Ca, a delicate pink blossom, appears for only a few weeks each year. Around it stretch endless evergreen forests, caves and viewpoints that look out over a sea of mountains fading into Laos. Doi Phu Ca feels ancient. The air is cool and sweet. The trails are quiet. Standing on its ridges at dawn, watching the mist fill the valleys, you understand why the people of Nan call this mountain sacred. Number 9. Pha Chor, the Grand Canyon of the North. In Mae Wong National Park, the earth has been split open by ancient rivers and wind. Towering orange cliffs rise like the walls of a forgotten city. This is Pha Chor, often called the Grand Canyon of northern Thailand. The rock formations look almost architectural. Some resemble temples. Others look like giant chess pieces left behind by the gods. The silence here is absolute. Only the wind moves between the cliffs. Few foreign travelers ever find this place. Those who do usually stay longer than they planned. Number 10. The Emerald Pool. Deep in the rainforests of Krabi, a trail leads through dense jungle to a pool of water so green, it looks unreal. The Emerald Pool is fed by warm mineral springs that bubble up from deep underground. The minerals give the water its impossible color. Nearby, the crystal pool shines an even deeper turquoise. Local legend says the pools were once the bathing place of mythical beings, the Kinneret. Whether you believe the stories or not, swimming in water this clear, surrounded by ancient trees, feels like entering a fairy tale. Number 11. Tham Lod Cave. A river runs straight through a mountain in Mae Hong Son. Inside the darkness, bamboo rafts carry you past towering stalactites and chambers filled with the flutter of bats and swiftlets. But the real secret of Tham Lod is older than the cave itself. Archaeologists have found wooden coffins carved from solid teak, some more than 1,000 years old, left here by the ancient Lawa people. Even deeper layers hold tools and bones from people who lived here 9,000 years ago. The only light comes from the guide's lantern and the occasional shaft of sunlight piercing the darkness. When you finally emerge into the daylight again, the world feels different. Number 12. Bua Tong Sticky Waterfalls. Imagine a waterfall you can climb. At Bua Tong near Chiang Mai, mineral-rich water has coated the limestone with a rough, grippy surface. Even when the water is rushing over the rocks, your feet stick. You can walk straight up the cascading falls as if gravity has been temporarily suspended. The water is cool and clear. The forest around you is thick and green. Children laugh as they scramble upward. Adults stand in the middle of the flow, arms outstretched, feeling like children again. It is one of the most joyful natural places in Thailand, and still relatively unknown to most international visitors. Number 13. The Surin Islands. Far out in the Andaman Sea, closer to Myanmar than to Phuket, lies an archipelago that feels forgotten by time. The Surin Islands have some of the healthiest coral reefs left in Thailand. The water is so clear, you can see the seafloor from the boat. Sea turtles glide past. Schools of fish move like living silver clouds. On one of the islands, a small community of Moken sea gypsies still live much as their ancestors did. There are almost no hotels, no jet skis, no loud beach bars. Just the sound of waves and the feeling that you have arrived somewhere the modern world has not yet claimed. Number 14. Ang Thong National Marine Park. 70 islands rise from the Gulf of Thailand like green jewels. Limestone cliffs plunge straight into turquoise water. Hidden lagoons glow emerald. Caves open onto secret beaches. Ang Thong is the quieter, wilder cousin of the more famous Phi Phi Islands. Kayaking here feels like exploring a lost world. At the famous Emerald Lake, Thale Nai, the water sits in a collapsed cave system, and shines a color so intense it seems artificial. Most day trippers from Koh Samui only scratch the surface. Those who stay longer discover silent coves that feel completely private. Number 15. Hin Ta and Hin Yai and Ko Kai. On the southern tip of Koh Samui, two strange rock formations rise from the sea. One looks unmistakably like a grandfather. The other, just as clearly, like a grandmother. Locals call them Hin Ta and Hin Yai, Grandfather Rock and Grandmother Rock. For generations, fishermen have left offerings here for protection and good fortune. Not far away, off the coast of Krabi, a small island shaped exactly like a chicken stands alone in the water. Ko Kai, Chicken Island, has become a quiet legend among those who prefer their wonders slightly absurd and completely unforgettable. These final two places remind us that nature has a sense of humor, and that not every wonder needs to be grand to be magical. These are only 15 of the countless secrets Thailand still keeps. Some of them are hard to reach. Some appear only for a few weeks each year. Some will never be filled with tour buses, and that is their greatest gift. If this journey moved you, if it made you want to see the Thailand that exists beyond the postcards, then share this video with someone who needs a little wonder in their life. And if you ever stand in front of one of these places, do it gently. Leave only footprints, take only photographs, and carry the memory carefully, because some secrets deserve to stay a little hidden. Thank you for traveling with me. I'll see you on the next adventure.